Welcome to Buzz Around the Globe. The United States said Monday it expects North Korean leader Kim Jong Un to make a rare trip abroad to meet President Vladimir Putin in Russia, where they are likely to discuss arms for Moscow's war in Ukraine. Ukraine is pushing a highly scrutinized counteroffensive in both the south and east that Putin dismissed as a failure, though Moscow appears eager to secure more military supplies to bolster its forces. The Kremlin said it was unable to confirm a summit between Putin and Kim. The White House's National Security Council said arms negotiations between Russia and the DPRK are actively advancing, using an acronym for North Korea. The statement said, "We have information that Kim Jong Un expects these discussions to continue, to include leader-level diplomatic engagement in Russia." The United States warned last week that Russia was already in secret talks with the North to acquire a range of munitions and supplies for Moscow's war effort. Kim is likely to head by armored train later this month to Vladivostok, on Russia's Pacific coast, not far from North Korea, to meet Putin, US and other officials told the New York Times. Vladivostok is hosting the Eastern Economic Forum from September 10-13, which was attended by representatives from 68 countries last year. According to the Times, Putin is seeking artillery shells and anti-tank missiles from North Korea, while Kim, who could even travel to Moscow, is reportedly in search of advanced technology for satellites and nuclear-powered submarines, as well as food aid for his impoverished nation. Washington earlier revealed that North Korea supplied infantry rockets and missiles to Russia in 2022 for use by the privately controlled Wagner military group. Russian Defense Minister traveled to North Korea in July, seeking to acquire additional munitions for the war, according to US. Both Pyongyang and Moscow needed to break away from diplomatic isolation, and a summit would send a message to Washington, which is ramping up defense cooperation with South Korea and Japan. Last week at the United Nations, the United States, Britain, South Korea and Japan said that any deal to increase cooperation between Russia and North Korea would violate Security Council resolutions forbidding arms deals with Pyongyang, resolutions Moscow itself had endorsed. Experts believe sanctions will do little to stop Russia and North Korea from trading weapons. The war in Ukraine and the strategic competition between the United States and China have virtually neutralized the current UN Security Council system. Moscow and Pyongyang had no worries about sanctions, because both countries were already operating under an array of Western punitive measures. The United States last month sanctioned 3 entities accused of seeking to facilitate arms deals between North Korea and Russia, as Washington tightened restrictions on support for Moscow's war in Ukraine. The US Treasury Department said Russia was continuing to use up munitions and lose heavy equipment in Ukraine, forcing it to turn to its small pool of allies, including North Korea, for support. Do tell us what you think about this video in the comments section, and for more news updates, subscribe to India Today.